Hello, 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 all my beautiful, amazing, fantastic machine heads. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to episode number 2 on the Vintage Jokes map by Farm Sim Briscoe. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great, I'm doing awesome, and I'm doing fantastic as usual. Where we left off last time, we were finishing up mowing and windrowing, and I went ahead and picked all the grass up and we fertilized it, so our field straight ahead is ready to go. As you can see, we have it loaded into the bunker. We also have it loaded into the hay dryer, not dryer. We are at 67% fermented. I was going to start at 6 o'clock in the morning, but it was just too dark, so we went ahead to 7 o'clock, and we are in here now, and we have 96,000 of hay, and we have just about, I think about 80,000. It doesn't tell me to unwrap it, because I didn't have quite a full load. So today's episode, we're going to start harvesting some canola, and I have to figure out what field I want to do. I think, let's jump over here and jump through the water. And let's see, this one, yeah, we can start harvesting this one. It's okay. So we'll grab our combine. Now, what I have done in the past is not necessarily realistic. It is realistic, but it isn't. In real life, you wouldn't, unless you had multiple people, you would not harvest and send the combine off unless he was a worker. And then you would run grain, if there was multiple people. But since I'm the only one on this farm, we're going to do it. We're going to harvest it. If it takes us longer than a couple of months, then so be it. That's what we're going to do. So I have to pick the header up. We only got a tiny little header anyways, but we are going game speeds. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you for all of the wonderful, amazing comments. Russell especially. You guys are amazing. Why Not Gaming. Thank you for, coming in and telling me all your maps and that you loved and all that stuff. It's been a great, amazing time back. I'm so excited to be back and recording for you guys and talking to you guys. We gained a couple of new subs, so welcome. As you guys know, the new subs, will find out very quickly that I say a lot of things in threes because that is my homage to the Three Stooges. That is where I got my intro from, the hello. That's where I got that from. For many of you who are too young to understand it, go on YouTube and search Three Stooges, the hello, and you'll understand what they used to do is they would answer the phone and they would say hello, and then they would say hello, and that's where I got it from because growing up, they were a huge part of my childhood. Listened to them all the time, watched them all the time. It was great. So, which field is smaller? Because that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with a nice small field. That one, sorry as I itched my nose, pulled my face away from the microphone. That one was 6 point something. This one is 5. So, why don't we do this one? Yeah, why don't we do the little bit smaller one? Yeah. And then we'll mow a field in between it. We never did check on our cows when we were there, but we'll check on them anyways. I think they're okay. We can go through here and check on them, and that's perfectly fine too. They still have 11,000 hay, which is enough for just about 2 months, but the silage is about 67% now, so it should be ready by next month. So we will start mixing up some TMR, but we won't put it in there until the hay is gone. We want to make sure we use that hay up. Because in Farm Sim 22, what they do is, let me grab my mouse. Oh, it won't show me on this screen. If there's a higher level food, like if I put grass in, you get 40%. But if I put hay in it, then they'll eat the hay. They won't touch the grass. If I put TMR in there, they won't touch the hay, won't touch the grass, so on and so forth. We got 1,000 milk. Our milk container holds 20,000. So when we get to that, we'll sell it. We've also, our cows are 19 months. So when they start to reproduce, we'll sell them off and we'll buy 40 new ones is what we'll do so that when we go over here to our animals, we're not going to see 400,000 lists and everything. I'm really glad that you guys liked the little bit longer videos. I do enjoy making them. Russell was right when he commented on it. In 20 minutes, it's great. I get in and I get out, but sometimes I feel like I don't get a lot done. There was times in the very beginning of my farm sim career that I also do not want straw because we're not using it. So it would just be one extra step that we are using. So we're gonna get this, make sure it's off here. There we go. There we go. Now we're gonna harvest. Now this is really quite fast, guys and gals, compared to real life. Real life is about 2.6 to 3 miles an hour, but we're using a small header, so I promised you guys we're gonna go game speeds. We're not gonna focus on realism. What I'll do is I'll explain to you how it actually works. Your combine header will determine how fast the header goes. Now, in the Midwest, fields are wide open, flat, generally speaking. They can go probably 4 or 5. I've even seen them go as fast as 6 miles an hour, as fast as this goes, because there's nothing in the way and it's straight open, and they're using 55, 60-foot draper headers that can take a lot of product in. They can zip right along. But on a normal field like this, where there's some undulations and there's some hills and things like that in between the fields, chances are you're not going to go much more than 3 miles an hour. But that's it. You guys know that, and I'm not going to go crazy about that. There's lots and lots and lots of videos out there. I will be probably posting some videos of my own, that sort of thing. What else is going on? Not too much of anything, really. It was pretty kind of a slow day. We're getting ready for winter. We are into getting close to September, which in the next couple of days, it's going to happen, and it's going to turn colder. I think it's supposed to get to like 40s here at night, which is generally pretty darn cold. Now, the one thing I am curious about for Farm Sim 22, because I remember in Farm Sim 17 that when you use the straw like this, you would get an extra level of fertilization if you cultivated it in, and we are going to mulch it in, that's for sure. So I'm hoping to get some extra level of fertilizer from that. I'm hoping. But as you can see, like in the farming simulator world, 5.28, 5.25 acres, 5.28, whatever it is, seems rather large. But in real life, this would be super tiny. You can harvest in real life at just about an acre to about 2 acres an hour, depending on how fast you're going. And generally speaking, if you're going any kind of speed whatsoever, you're which is 2 to 3 miles an hour, you can still harvest. You figure that's 3 miles in 1 hour that you've driven. And a field, 5 acres isn't going to be 3 miles. It's going to take you about, you can do about an acre an hour to 2 acres an hour if you go right along. So a 5 acre field, you can literally harvest probably in about 5 hours, 6 hours, pretty much one day. Now, our 80 acre bean field takes us we harvest about 12 hours a day, so it takes us about 4 to 5 days. But there's also 4 of us. There's one guy running grain, one guy running the harvester, and one guy starting to bale straw right away. But that's what we talked about in the beginning of the episode, where if you're simulating in your farm sim game and you're simulating being by yourself, you wouldn't have any workers. You wouldn't use workers. You'd do it all yourself. So what I would suggest to people, if you're playing that way, adjust your time clock so you have enough time. If you're going to play 1x, 2x, 0.5. Now, 0.5 speed playing 12-hour game days is the same as a 24-hour day, just so you guys know. For those of you who didn't know that, many of you do. But they 1x speed, I usually try to play in-game about 12 hours, so 4x speed would be about a 3-hour game day. But I do that when I play the series generally so I can move my series along. As you can see, we are now in September, and it just moves the series along a little bit better. Crops grow a little bit better. The cows produce a little bit more milk, that sort of thing. But yeah, I used to, in the beginning of my career of YouTube, I used to run out of things to say, and I don't anymore. I do say a lot, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. This seems like we're flying at 6 miles an hour. I mean, absolutely flying. This is what it looks like. Many of you guys are like, that's really too slow, but like Johnny from Van Ham Gaming's crew, he can't stand going even this slow. But one of these days, Johnny, I'll have you come over and I'll have you ride in a real life harvester, and you'll see how actually excruciatingly slow it is. Like I said, if you guys want a good representation of farming in real life, There's many people. You can always watch Jason's videos, aka PA Plowboys. You can watch his videos. He's got real life videos in there. But what I would say is, and here's the cool thing, and I'll post a link to his channel. His channel is called "It's a Farming Life for Me." And guess what's cool, guys, is he started his career out as a farm sim content creator, and he bought himself a farm, and he bought himself a some tractors and some things like that, and he's got an actual farm. What he did is he bought a working farm that already had all the equipment there, and he purchased it, and now he farms. But what he does is he films the videos from inside the cab for the most part, as if he was playing farm sim, and it's really cool. It gives you guys an option to see how it really works as compared to what farm sim does. He posts a lot of the speeds. He posts a lot of how things work, and it's just I really encourage people. That and the channel called How Farms Work. I don't know if you guys know that channel or not, but put in YouTube search How Farms Work. Brian is a really good friend of the channel. He has played farm sim before. And he just explains everything that's going on. He is from Wisconsin. So, check those guys out if you guys want to get... Ooh, I forgot I wasn't even looking at that. I'm so used to having massive headers. All right, take that out, and now we're going to run. We're going to try to jump over the water, which we made. I forgot where I put my tractor. As you can just see, I'm just... a lot more relaxed, a lot more laid back as far as my videos go. Like I told you guys in episode 1, I am not going to worry about how many episodes I put out. I'm going to put them out when we get to a certain criteria. We get a certain amount of views, we get a certain amount of traction going with it. I'm going to put out a video. I'm going to put out a video when I want to put out a video, not going to be every single day anymore. Where's my trailer? I think it's over. Yep, my Rudolph trailer's over here. But what we will do, and as you can see, we are discovering the gameplay that we want to go into Fs22 with, and it's going to be a realistic-ish channel. And basically, what I'm going to do is, as a third-generation real-life farmer myself, I will explain to you guys how it works, but I'm not going to make you guys suffer with watching too many more super realistic. Many of you like it, but here's the cool thing is I'm only a message away if you got questions. You know what I mean? If you guys got questions about how things work and things like this, I've got a lot of friends of the channel that were either once farmers or farmers now. So we've got a lot of connections for you guys that asked a lot of questions. I hope you guys work out. So, you guys, shall we do it? Shall we do our first trivia question? Since we're back and we're on episode 2 already. So, yes. So, you guys ready? Ready? Trivia. Ready. Freddy. Let's go. All right. So, you guys know, as you can see, I am using the Steyr tractor. And I always start out all my trivias with some sort of tractor, some sort of equipment that I'm using. All right. So, the Steyr tractor. What company bought out the Steyr company? What company combined, basically? And I'm going to give you a hint, and then I'm not going to give you any more hints. It is the same color. It is the same red tractor. So what company purchased and merged with Steyr in, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's the mid-70s. But I will have to look that up, so you guys. So please don't call me out in the comments, because I've been known to be wrong with dates. As I get older, sometimes my dates are a little bit wrong. Sometimes my horsepower is a little bit wrong, but I am truthful with everything else. So what company purchased Steyr and combined it and is now one of the leading tractor brands in the world? So ready? And go. Do 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 do. Do. And your final answer. Go. So, I think you guys be thoroughly impressed. I don't think many people know it. Try not to Google it. Try to answer it legit. The first person that answers it correctly will get a shout out in the next video. That's how we're going to do the trivia. If you're correct, you'll get a super shout out if you do it without Googling. And I can tell you if you can, because all I have to do myself is Google it, and if I read the first sentence of it, I know that you guys will kind of copied it, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. So normally I would not unload the trailer on this side per se if it had a cover on it. Well, no, actually that's not true either. The cover usually rolls counterclockwise, so you're right, because I would empty it that way. Generally speaking, a trailer like this would have a roll-up cover on it, and this one does. It's just not on it. It would roll up that way. So we are on the correct side. So here we go. We're almost done here. And then because it's going to be a little bit wider, a little bit longer, let's shut this tractor down. Even though I normally would leave it running. Generally speaking, on our farm, tractors from in the once you start them in the morning, you fill them with fuel, and you are going all day long with them, pretty much. So, are we a little bit early in the morning to be harvesting? Yes. Because what you would do is you go by a moisture content on your crops, and your moisture content in the morning would be super high because of all the dew that's coming out on it. So you would absolutely probably be waiting until probably, I don't know, we usually start around noon with our harvest, 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Let it burn off a little bit. We have started early in the morning, though. Absolutely. We've done everything. We've mowed in the morning. We've mowed in the rain, all that stuff. So, yes, and no. But what do you guys have going on your real-life farm? I know that Russell's got his Valley Springs. He did mention his 3 other favorite. He's one of the only ones that answered the question, so I was really shocked that I didn't get too many more people telling me their favorite maps. So Russell's favorite map is Valley Springs, followed by, he told me the 2 other ones. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look up in the comments. I'm sorry, Russ. But I know that he said in his comment that he's on Valley Springs because he loves it so much that he hasn't had a chance to play the other 2 of them. I think it's Court Farms. I'm not quite sure. I'll get back to that on that, Russ. But yeah, he was the only one, and I challenge you guys. We did have 13 comments, which was great. 13 likes. We had 13 likes and 13 comments, which was good. But unfortunately, 12 of the 13 comments, well, 10 of the 12 were made by Russ. 1 was made by Why Not Gaming, and 1 was made by, and all of them were by me. So, yeah. We're challenging you guys. We're going to see if we can get the comments up, and I like to interact with you guys. I like to see what's going on. All right, so now that we've got our 2 headlands done, let's go down the other end. Shut the rotors off and go down the other end and work our way back up this way. We got enough space to turn around. So now we're going to go down by our tractor and work our way with the up downs. We just did our passes. Now we're going to do our up downs and get our, or technical terms, headlands, and now we're going to do our passes. But we call them up downs and passes, which is you're working around your up downs or you're working around your passes, which the headland is a pass. It's the same thing, just different terminology. Us people here in New York, we tend to talk very quickly, very fast. Always got something going on. So yep, we're going to go down around here. We'll go straight across. We'll work our way back up to the entrance of our field for ease of leaving the field, shall we say. But it's a whole different ballgame now, making videos. Now, I'm not quite sure if this combine would have GPS on it, but we're not going to use it anyways. I don't even have it installed on this map. I wanted to make sure we're doing everything the way we should, because I'll bet you when we're done in about 40 minutes, we'll be almost done with this field anyways, so pretty close. So what I would do, everybody asks me all the time, what I would do is, if you're going to go game speeds and you're going to go 5, 6, 7 miles an hour harvesting, then I would keep your clock at 5x. People ask me that all the time. They're like, Fury, what should I do as far as, like, should I play 1x speed? I'm telling you right now, with even at 2, even like realistic speeds, 1x speeds are really hard to feel realistic with. And that's coming from somebody who farms all the time. So it's still super fast. It's still like you find yourself cutting through fields. You find yourself doing this. Now, on a small scale farm like this, everybody, I would generally not use an auger wagon because we wouldn't be able to afford it. We have a gravity wagon on ours that we only use, and this is the God's honest truth, we only use it for our 80-acre fields. Our little 7-acre meadows, we don't use it on. And our meadow's about this size. We just don't. When we harvest it, and we harvest soybeans on it as well, and then corn, we just bring the trailer right out on the field. That's just what we do. We don't have a Rudolph trailer, but we have a Brantner trailer, which I think is in here. I think it's, do we have a Brantner in here under mods even? No. Let's see, Farm Tech. Brantner, there it is. That's one we have right here. That's it. That's the trailer we have, the power push. So ours is a little bit smaller than this, but it pushes out the back. That's one we have. So, and there's a little Brantner with the articulated front, which is pretty cool. But these Rudolphs are pretty much the same trailer. They are super realistic. They are super awesome. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. There we go. Just feels like I'm flying harvesting. But this combine only holds 4,900. I also got rid of the unit measurement. I got rid of a lot of mods. When I dropped off of County Line, I got rid of a lot of the big mods. I had a lot of Challenger mods and a lot of things like this. And once you get towards the end of like the cycle of Farm Sim, usually after 3 years, you've tried every piece of equipment, you've tried every brand, you've had several series. Now, what I am going to do, guys and gals, is when we go to Farm Sim 25, I'm probably going to have at least one series on one of the base maps that I'm going to stay through the entire gameplay, the entire iteration of Farm Sim 25. So that will be at least 3 years that we know, because in the beginning of Farm Sim, I don't know if how many of you played any length of time with Farm Sim, but I started way back in FS11, 9, and 13. Those are where I got really hooked on it. And back then, games were coming out. It was 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. They were coming out every 2 years. And then it became, from 19 to 22, it became 3 years. So now they're on a 3-year cycle to where they're going to release games 3 years. So I'm guessing that 25, the new one won't, FS28 will be the next one out. And that's just what I'm thinking, what I'm guessing. My little pea brain. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like it. And what I did, though, to get that above there, many of you asked me how I got that. You go under the additional game settings. It's a mod, and you put in there trailer show. Actually, no. That's not correct either. Is it this one? Nope, it's this one. You go under settings down here. It's the second one down, and I think it'll say trailer or something. I think it shows trailer. Is it under the original one? Yeah, trailer fill limit. See how I have it off? But it's under, I think it's under the additional game settings. You turn it on and it shows you, it kind of stays up there, and you can put a time frame on it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just I'm having a blast. I'm coming back, and it's last video was kind of, I watched it back several times, and it was kind of like I was super fast talking and super everything. That's the New York in me. That's the level of where I'm from. Many of you guys have asked me. Well, I'll give you a little rundown. In New York State and Pennsylvania, where Jason is, we have a lot of hills. Our ground is generally rocky, and I don't mean like hills in the sense like this. Pretty much looks like my yard, like my farm. Our back 40 acres is quite hilly. It's about a 35-degree push. I flipped my tractor over on it a couple summers ago. Didn't get hurt or anything, just lost control of it, flipped it over. So that backfield is one of those where we don't we switched it. We used to keep crops in it, and we switched to now just having grass in it. So it's easier just to mow it than it is to try to. And we generally mow it with a bush hog. We don't mow it with anything but that because it's too dangerous. But generally speaking, my fields look like this, just like everybody else. See how that raises up in the corner over there? So that's generally speaking what we do. But we have 4 full seasons in New York. We have, just like everyone else does, except that our winters are brutally cold. Our winters are brutally windy. Our winters are brutally long. We always make a joke around here where we say we have 9 months of winter and we have 2 months of summer and 1 month of spring. That's pretty much it. And the rest of the time is winter. It generally starts, we always have delusions of grandeur. We start thinking, okay, September, October, it's going to be fall, and it usually generally goes right into winter. Probably by the time the end of October rolls around, it'll be 20 degrees again. It wasn't too bad last year snow-wise. I only had to plow a couple times. But generally speaking, it's blustery, it's cold, it's windy, it's damp. You get a lot of rain. The last couple of summers have been a lot of wet, cold, damp weather. It's not fun, but it's where we live. It's my home, and you know, I made the comment on the last video about the cow barn on this. You'd never be able to have that one of those where I'm at. Our barn has to be completely heated, or the cows die because it gets cold. It gets cold. Do they go outside? Yes, they do. They go out in the winter. They go out every day, but they got to have a place to keep warm. Generally speaking, if it's too much below freezing, we don't keep them out very long. Sometimes it'll go 2 or 3 or 4 days without letting them out of the barn. So first time you let them out of the barn, they're jumping around, they're playing in the snow. They're like toddlers. The cows are. They're just having a blast. They don't know anything better. They're just having fun. But there is times when it gets too cold, and they stay in the nice heated barn. But we still have to go out, and we don't even per se keep really crazy heat in there. The cows themselves keep the barn pretty close to pretty warm. And there's absolutely no heat in the chickens at all. They just make their own. They stay warm anyways. As long as chickens can stay pretty much out of the wind, they're good. They don't usually get too cold. They go out and they pick at the snow anyways, and they play them. You're always constantly hearing them. It's the calves that we worry the most about. So many of the farms that have the igloos and stuff on them, we don't even put ours in igloos in the wintertime. They stay in the barn. We have a special section with the igloos that when we start weaning them in the wintertime, that they stay inside where it's warm. And then we bring, like if it's springtime and they're calving, then we'll bring them out. We'll let them get their little igloo with a little fence around it. It's pretty cool. I also urge you guys to watch Pennsylvania Dairyman. He's an actual YouTube channel, but his farm is actually about 30 miles from where I live. So if you guys want to actually get an absolute accurate look at what my farmland looks like before I start putting videos on it, you can watch him. His name is Travis. Great kid. He started making YouTube videos when he was 9 years old. And now he's, I think, 16. And he shows inside the tractor. He shows farming. He explains what he's doing. He explains everything. But there are several videos on there of the calf igloos and things like that. I've actually worked on his farm several times. So, yeah, if you guys get a chance to check him out, Pennsylvania Dairyman. Give you a chance to see pretty much what my area looks like. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can see in the winter. You can tell he shows it all. But now he's so tall. He's so big. Like when he first started watching videos on his YouTube channel, he was so small. He was like a little tiny kid. Now he's a grown man, which he's probably not much more than 17, 18 years old, but he's still a grown man. Oh man, we are literally pushing the 30-minute mark, but we'll be able to wrap this harvest up in an hour. That's the other reason I wanted to go a little longer videos, so that we could actually get longer fields done. Now, what I'm going to do is stop this real quick and show you guys. This is what I tentatively got planned. See how we're way down here, right? We're able to harvest this pretty much in one episode, this in that one episode. We were able to mow this entire thing and windrow it pretty much in one episode. So that's pretty cool, because all I had to do is take the loading wagon and pick it up and then fertilize it, and that was it. I was done. We can do all of our fields right here. 51 we'll be able to do all in one episodes. Okay. After we start getting, like, we're at 6 acres right now, we can get done. If the field is bigger than 10 acres, we'll split it in half and we'll make 2 50 or 5 acre fields, just so that in one episode we can continue to get one field done. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to try to do, at least. And we got about 30 minutes from now to get the rest of this done. It'll be close, and if we can't, it's almost there. So, you know, that's pretty close to what we would do in real life. You know, because like I told you guys in a couple minutes ago, you can harvest about an acre an hour, and if we're getting almost this field done, it's still, see what I mean? It's like, it's hard to explain, but farm sim, even with the heightened realistic mods that are out there and everything else, it's very hard to replicate real life without actually showing you guys. And I'll tell you, and after watching some of my videos back of the ultra realistic series, it gets boring to watch. That's why I changed, because it takes a long time to harvest in real life. It would take me like I said in the beginning, about 4 to 5 hours to do this in real time. Now, if I'm putting out our videos, now if I was streaming again, I could probably get it done in one stream. That would be the fine. But I made that promise to my kid that I'm not streaming anymore, so we don't put out streams. Maybe, I never say never. Everything is meant to be. Everything is the way it should be. All right, so we can get the end of this, and we are gonna bring our tractor back over. Now, because we don't want to, it's getting far enough away so that we'll, yep, and then we'll come and we'll mulch this. And I learned the hard way in Farm Sim. If you fertilize this and lime it and then mulch it, it washes it all away. It like changes everything. So make sure you guys are mulching it first, and then you throw your fertilizer and lime on it, and then you seed it. So get this done, and then we park it along the side here. We're almost going to be full after this one. No, we hold 18,500. That's a lot. I mean, you figure the combine only holds 4,000 liters. That's what, 4 times we can empty this, 4.5 times we can empty the combine, and we're almost about halfway with the field already. So we might be able to fit the whole field in here. But we're going to sell the grain outright. We're not going to save it, because we could get into those. Like, I'm a big proponent on, like, all right, we could spend the time looking at all the highs and the lows and all that stuff, but does it really gain you a whole lot of extra money to hang on to it for 6, 8, 9 months? You might gain an extra 500 liters or $500, $1,000. But it's not really worth it. By the way, that's a really super well done mod. Great job. Great job. You can pick your tire style, 3-point hitch. It's great. There you go. I like it. The fields are, this is a super well done map. Great job, Farm Sim Briscoe. Good friend of the channels. I have done a series on his oak. The oaks, I've done that. It's the same map, it's just redone, but it's done so much to where you can't even tell. It's a completely, like, almost completely different map. Even though, like, when you look at it, it looks the same, but it's done so, like, all these right here, guys and gals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all placeables. They're all placeable sections, so I could build anything I wanted, and I could have built our farm in there with a giant grass field next to it. I could have bought all these factories. I could have bought this whole section and literally built our farm in here, but it would have represented a more industrial farm, and that wouldn't have been fun. To me, it wouldn't have been fun. So, all right, back to harvesting we go. We're almost done. Let's see if we can concentrate and get done with this, as well as doing what we got to do. Oh, it's been crazy week. I replaced the barn doors today, getting ready for winter. We always change out our barn doors. So what I mean by that is, you guys always, there's some of you that ask me, what do you mean by, doing your barn doors? Well, we have 2 different sets of doors on our barn. We have ones for the summer, which basically have lots and lots of ventilation. You can take the front part off the barn doors and have screen in them so it can get lots of ventilation through it. And then we have the solid ones that we put on for the wintertime. And so it's basically just, we have metal racks, metal rollers that go across the top. You have to basically lift the door off and just put the new one on. So I've been doing that. What else have I been working on? I've been redoing my bathroom in my house, as well as trying to get everything situated for, been training my running. Many of you know that what's going on with that, so that's pretty cool. Been running a ton lately. I only did about 6 miles yesterday, which was a slow day for me, but I've been super busy. So still going to get ready to go for the race, going to get ready for all that stuff. Super excited about that. Many of you have sent out lots and lots of cool, awesome feelings as far as what's going on in my real life, and that's great. You know, you guys are awesome, and I love that about you. As you can see, I'm a lot more rested when I do these kind of videos, because like I explained to you guys the last episode, when you put out a time lapse, okay, you are still playing the game, you are still doing it, but you don't have to worry about sounds, you don't have to worry about entertaining. You literally just edit the video, speed it up, put in some writing, and you're done. And then when it goes up on YouTube, you put the YouTube music on it, and it's pretty easy. I mean, it's not as easy as live streaming, that's for sure. And what I mean by that is live streaming, and I don't want people to take it wrong, the people who do just live streams are special people, because you have to entertain. You have to be entertaining for people and keep them entertained for 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes. Some of these guys are streaming for 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, some of them. So to keep people interested and wanting to watch your content, that's a special person. But what I mean is, YouTube purposes, it's easy, because you literally turn on the live stream and then you go away and it posts it automatically. You don't have to do anything else with it. You don't have to do it. With my recorded videos, I have to record the video, I have to edit it, then I have to make sure like all the lighting and everything's good, make sure there's no flickers, all that stuff, and then I have to upload it. Well, I have to edit it, then I have to upload it to YouTube, and then once it's uploaded all the way to HD, then it's all good to go. Then I can post it. Time lapses, it goes up, 20-minute video, literally. Even if I played for an hour or 2 hours and I dropped it down to 20 minutes, it's up on YouTube within a half an hour. It's crazy how fast the time lapses go. And I did a little research on it, and there is a lot, and I mean a lot of people. There is actually more people doing time lapses now than there are doing narrated videos. There's only a few of us doing narrated videos anymore. Most of the people are doing time lapses now. And I've even gone to the extreme. You guys know that over the last couple of weeks, where I was just literally playing and hit record. I didn't even speed it up. I just played for 20 minutes and boom. But it was a dark time, and I'm glad I'm through it, and I came out on the other side. It was a rough time, and his family's doing much better, and thank you guys all for the well wishes. And he left 2 little kids behind, and that's going to be rough. So doing what we can there. My wife and I are doing what we can there to help out monetarily wise, because he was the breadwinner in the family, and now they don't have any income, and he's got 2 little babies at home. So it's we're doing okay. They're doing good. She's got a good network system that can help her out, and she'll be all right. Like we've even offered to watch the kids if she wanted to go back to work and things like that. So we're doing what we can. Everybody's doing what they can on my end, and I just want her healthy and happy, and the kids healthy and happy, and that's it. That's it. And we're not going to keep going on about it, because it gets me choked up, and it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, as I say all the time. But what an amazing little awesome little stream that Big A and Van Ham Gaming had. Those guys work well together, they really do. And his gang, and Johnny and Amy and BC and Big A and Neon and MGL, who else am I fitting? Dan, I can't forget Dan, the Van Ham man, Danzilla, Dan Thrustmaster Dan. There's a whole bunch. He goes by a whole bunch of different names, but what a great dude. He's always in the streams. Whenever I was streaming, he would always pop into my streams, and a lot of those guys watched me. I do miss streaming, but I don't, if you know what I mean. I miss it, but I don't. So we'll get done with this row, and then we'll swing by, drop this grain off, and then hopefully we can just about get this finished. I think we're going to be able to finish this field, which is great, because that one over there is only a half an acre more. So if we can get this done with some time and start mulching on this episode, then we know we can get that one done in one episode, and that will make Fury very, very excited, because then we're at the right size to get done with what we need to do. We can do a different project every day. So, you know what I mean? We'll come back. Like, what I'll do is I'll finish this game day off, and wherever I leave off is where I leave off, whatever we get done for the game. Let me shut this down so I can go a little bit faster. So, like, for example, we'll get done harvesting here, and then I'll start mulching, and I'll get done with whatever I can on the field within the game day, playing just the same way, guys. I'm not going to... You guys know I've always been transparent. We'll play the same exact way off camera, and where I leave off is where I leave off, and then when we come back the next day, that's where we're at. And this is going forward the way we're going to play every time, because I really enjoy this style. It took me 4 years, four plus years. We'll have enough to get about 2,000 more. Yeah, it's 16.5 and it's 18.8. So about 1,000. We'll go to 1,000 liters, and then we'll dump it in there, and then we'll go sell it. Actually, you know what? Then we'll see how far we can go before we have to field, because I'd like to get this field done. But yeah, like I said, it took me 4+ years of doing YouTube to finally figure out my style, and I'm really enjoying. I never, ever, ever, ever will be one that goes crazy fast. I won't be the DJ Go Hams and harvest it 25, 30 miles an hour. I'm not that much of in a hurry to get stuff done. But going this way does absolutely help a content creator out, because you always move into the next month, and whenever you're in the next month, we could spend a whole episode one day, guys and gals, doing the cows. We can get the milk sold, we can get the slurry sold, because I think what I'm going to do is when we get to maybe middle of winter, we'll start putting some straw in there and getting some manure, or we won't. See what I mean? It's like, that's where I'm at now. Is, you know, sometimes I come up with ideas, and sometimes I think, oh, that's a great idea, and then afterwards it won't happen. The only thing I am going to work really hard on, I made that decision today, is whenever we come back, it will be the next month, and that's one thing I will make sure that happens no matter what. When you guys come back next time, it will be October, and that's the way it's going to be. So every episode will be another month, so that by 12, 13 episodes, we're a year in. So if we did 100 episodes, we'll be 10 years into a map. And the other thing I'm going to work really hard on is not switching the equipment and things like that unless I'm on camera. And it's really hard. That's the one part I'm going to have to work out the most. So now we're going to go. Let's do this, and we'll grab us this, and this will be full. I will wait to sell it until morning, or until you guys are with us, and then we'll sell this. We'll sell our milk. We'll do some selling on the next episode, and then we'll start mowing our other field. So it'll be alternating between mowing and harvesting. This will be full, because I don't even have a silo. I didn't even buy a silo yet. This should give us 18.5. Should be close to giving us what it is. Nope, it's close enough. We're full. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. All right, now we finish. Just leave this here. Okay, and we will get as much as we can in here. Might not be enough. We might have to figure out where we can sell that at, because this'll I think it'll take more than this, 'cause it's only a 4,900 tank, and I bet you dimes to donuts it'll take about $8,000. You know what we could do? Yeah, making this decision right now. Let's buy us a sell point right here on the farm, just so that we can be somewhat realistic. Let's put it like right here, because this is where they would come and pick it up. Or do we want to go back into the farm and make them come in here and grab it? Is that what we want, guys? We want that? We want to put like a, make them come down the main road right here and sell it? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So let's go production. It's only $1,000, but we'll make that back by selling it. And let's go little tiny one, little baby. So, selling points. Let's not use that one. Let's just use this. Use this one. Swing it in here and tuck it up in here. And actually, you know what? We'll tuck it over here. Yeah. This way we can simulate them coming to pick up the grain. We store it in this underground silo, and they come and unload it right here. There we go. Now we can tab here. Let's go sell this. Let's make sure we're tipped on the right side. Let's see. No, that's not what I wanted. There. I wanted a, I thought it was you to change it. But what a fantastic map. But yeah, those are the things I want to work on. I want to get back to that little story. I want to work on making sure that we don't change too much equipment. I think for Fs22, I do want to bring out a series that is for you guys, by you guys, and have you guys in the comments picking out tractors, picking out the things we need to do. And I did that once before, and I did that on, oh gosh, I can't even remember what map it was. I know that AK is watching it right now. He's a good friend of the channel as well. He's watching that old series right now, and it's pretty cool. I can't even remember what map it is. I know it was Fs19. I know that. So, all right. So now we are simulating, taking this and it'll sell it. But unfortunately for Farm Sim, it'll give us the money right away. I wish someone made a mod where you can dump it into a silo and have it sell over time. That'd be kind of cool. See if we get our $1,000 back, which we should. Oh yeah, we made lots more than 1,000. So we made it back. Now we're just going to start making money from our crops. $11,000 on hard mode. That's crazy talk right there. Now we can go ahead and finish our harvest, everybody. That's awesome. I tend to do that sometimes with the sell points when it's a 4X map, because otherwise it becomes driving simulator. Instead of farming simulator, it becomes driving simulator. But what a great little entrance and exit out of the map. It seems super real, like you would actually find a farm like this. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to do... I think I'm going to... I heard... I think Big A told me that the Zelanka map is going to be a base game map. So I probably will start a series on that. And I want to keep one series through the whole FS lifetime and see if we can get 300, 400, 500 episodes on it, just to have an actual working farm that we can actually stay proud of. But I'm going to do that with every series, and I'm going to wait on the maps. I want the one base game map, but then I want to wait on the maps until I get one that I like. And I don't want to play one there. I don't want to play a map that we've all played for 19, 22, and now 25. I want to play on the newer maps. I want to see how creative people get. I know there's race on it, and there's things like that, and I probably won't do that, guys. So just that part of it. I mean, I'm not going to say never, because you know me, could get on the game and be like, ooh, this is cool, and then try it, and then fall in love with it. You never know. So I did like Russell's comment on his horoscope. His horoscope's a peanut. Gets up in the morning and does what he wants. That's pretty cool. I chuckled. But I'm so excited that we are finding our way and we're getting settled in, and I'm not going to say too much about it, because it's exciting to me to get back and record again and do what we need to do. And the series that I've done before, that I've always done realistic-ish, where the game speeds and things like that have always lasted for me. I don't know why. And I think a lot of it is because when you're progressing yourself, like when I was on backcountry and doing the logging, and I cleared, what was it, over 10,000 trees I did on that. It was like 41 episodes. I never didn't have fun. That was the one where I was building the town, and I spent hours. There was times off camera that I had the clock speed at like 0.5, and I literally was building town, or I had the clock speed turned off all in general, and I was building the town for hours and hours and hours, getting it right. And the only reason I stopped on that map is it became overwhelming. It was like you cleared 10,000 trees, and at that point we had done in 40 or 44 episodes, I can't remember what it was. We were on year like 4. At one point we had every field done in sugar cane, and we let it grow out, and we harvested it. Remember, I had the special harvester, the special combine out there harvesting sugar cane. I did we were clearing trees with wood chips. We did it like every possible way you could possibly do trees. I cut them down with a harvester. I cut them down by hand. I built my chainsaw for that map, my super fast chainsaw for logging. That map was probably one of my favorite all-time logging maps, other than Oceanside Forest. There was some issues with backcountry as far as the trees. Like if you cut them with a harvester, they would tip over and they would go underground. So I ended up using like the brucks, or I just cut them down by hand, and I would just use the brucks to chip it up, or I would use the other one there that I have for picking up trees, and we'd sell wood chips, and I made millions and millions. Then my Oceanside Forest, oh my gosh, I did 30 episodes the first time, 17 the second time, and I think 20 something where we did the Chicken Odyssey. We did the $100 million in debt series on that map. What else did we do? We did the Cow Dynasty on it, but we didn't get very far on the cow one. That was the one that was only 17 episodes. Because as much as I love dairy cows, even in real life, farm sim is hard. They don't reproduce fast. They only make slurry manure. They cost a lot of food. They cost a lot of equipment to do. So, it's hard to get any kind of length of time, and they take so long to have their calves. Like even if you buy the 18-month ones, it takes them until 24 months before they start reproducing, and then it's 9 months after that. So they're almost 3 full years old before they start making their first babies, and then they only get one of each, unless you use the animal extension mod, but then they take so much more food. So it's like a catch-22. And then one of my next ones that I really enjoyed was Yukon Valley, but I only liked version 4. And that's because that's where the ones where all the pits are full, and the challenge alone, because I did 3 go-arounds on that map. The first one I did 7 episodes by myself, and then my brother and I did 27 or 30 episodes. I know we were on year 3. That's where we made, at one point we were selling 20 to 25 pallets of gold a day per episode. What we were doing. We were taking, at one point we had taken 18 or 19 million liters of pay dirt out in one episode, because remember, we had everything automated. Everything was like on belts, and it was taking it right out of the belt and putting it right into the machine that was fully upgraded. It was absolutely crazy. And all we had to do was stand up there with a forklift and pick it up and put it on a trailer, and then we started using auto load. We were making millions. And then I got on that map and I did the $1 billion challenge. That was the one. I did $100 million in debt on Oceanside Forest, and then I did the $1 billion in debt one. And it wasn't in debt. I wanted to see if I could make $1 billion. And in 30 episodes, doing gold, in 30 episodes, I made $1 billion. So it's absolutely crazy. As you can see, even on hard mode, look at my first harvest, I've already made $11,000. So making money is pretty easy on Farm Sim. Real easy, actually. In fact, unless you're playing super realistic, where you only make money from certain ways, it's very hard to not make money. I've made billions in this game. Billions and billions and billions of dollars from wood chips alone. From crops alone. So, I want to do it a little bit more legit, and farm some 25 and not go crazy as far as trying to make money, but you still make money from crops. I only play on hard mode. That's it. I only play on hard mode, and I still make billions of dollars. Like, when you have 3 million liters of wood chips, even if it only sells for $50 a piece, that's $500,000 that you've just made. And that's only a couple hundred trees that you chipped up. It's crazy. We got about 5 minutes left. Let's get this harvest done. Let's get it done, and then we can say we did it, finished up, wrapped up with the whole harvest in one episode. We sold some grain, and then I will come and I will I'll start mulching, and then I'll fertilize with the manure, or slurry, because that's all we're using. I'll lime, and then I'll fertilize again, and then our seeder, we're only going to have seed in it. So, and the nice thing about mulching is it, and a little secret to you guys, if you have a Farm Sim 22 tips, let's do it that way. If you have a seeder or a planter that is not direct drill, that is just a regular one, make sure you're mulching your fields, because what mulching does is it chops all these little things down and it makes it so that the non-direct drill can seed on it. So it's basically cultivating it without having to worry about it. So, little temp, I don't even know if that's a word, little tip. I know my son is extremely excited about Black Ops 6 dropping. I know many of the big content creators are out there getting early access, and they were doing it. So that was exciting to watch some of those videos with him. I'm glad that I'm not in the community anymore. I watch the videos. I don't play the game at all. I don't pick up Call of Duty again. I put in too many years at that, and that community is super toxic. Not anything against the community people, just it's hard to explain. The big time content creators are not very good people, if you know what I mean. And that's no knock on them. They're just doing what they can do. And we'll put this away, and we will say our goodbyes as we go this way. What are we at there? Another almost 4,000 liters, so we'll take the combine back. We also have to buy a pressure washer, and I think I bought one. I'm not quite sure if I did or not. But we got to buy one after we sell this grain. We're going to take this over. But on that note, guys, we've got about 3 minutes left, so let me say my goodbyes as I take this back and hopefully be able to sell the grain and wrap it up. So on that... Wow, my voice went weird. It sounded like I was a 13-year-old boy with voice changing there for a second. So on that note, please, please, please look out for yourselves, look out for each other, and most importantly, look out for each other's families. Be sure to like and subscribe and share. Hit the little notification ding bell so you get notified when Fury drops a video. Be sure to enjoy the night, the day, the weekend, whenever you are watching this. And remember, I love you all. And we will be right back here with another episode in October of year number 1. It'll be 3 months already. By then, we can start making TMR. We can start feeding the cows. I want to get on camera and start mixing up some TMR for you guys and doing it that way. So probably just use my telehandler, try to do it as realistic as we can. But we may not. This isn't a realistic series by any means. And then I'll tab over and see if we can get that sold real quick, and we will have harvested the complete field. We did really well, guys, and that was what stopping and teaching and all right, here we go. So this little Steyr tractor is really good. But yep, I'll mulch, I'll start doing whatever I have to do to get this field prepped. And whatever I get done is whatever I get done. And where I leave off is we'll start the next day in October finishing that field. And then we will go right over to the far field and start mowing that, getting that straightened out. But we have to clear out that bunker first because we only have one bunker silo on the farm. It came with 2. I got rid of 1 because I didn't think we needed 2. So I may not mow next time. I may get this done in October, start working on that, and then plant it for November, and then we can mow. But I just didn't want 2 episodes back-to-back of mowing. That's what I don't want. I want to have a harvest, then a mow, then a harvest, and maybe throw in taking care of the animals, that sort of thing. We were going to dump this, and we're going to park this right on top of the sale point, and that's be it. We'll wrap it up right there, and I will see you guys in October. We'll be back here on year number 1, October. There we go. at that. Money, 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 money. So about $14,000 we made. All right. She's parked there. I'll put her away off camera. We'll take her where she needs to be, which is right there anyways. And on that note, we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and we'll get out of here, guys and gals. Let's see. There we go. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the flip side.